Okay, Jody, we've got a little before and after from our session today, right? So what we said was, just using Hunter Mahan as the model on the right side. There's the centre of his hips, that yellow dot, right? At the top of his swing, as you're turning, as you're pivoting, we want the centre of the hips to move to that green dot, which is moving them forward an inch, half an inch, 2 inches, right? I mean, as long as they're moving forward, we've got something to work with, right? So you can see as he moves up to the top, head stays in the box, but he's moving his hips forward a little bit. The space from his original red lines outside of his hips, now he's got some space in there next to his right pocket, right? When you go back, you can see all the sway with your hips and your head, right? So think about, there's the centre of your shoulders, there's the centre of your hips. At the top of your swing, the centre of your shoulders has moved to there, the centre of your hips has moved to there. So now you're more over your back foot. Okay. So then that's representing, with all that pressure under your back foot at the top, 99 to 1, right? 99 to 1. Now, that's way too much on your back foot at the top of your swing, right? What you see the pros start to do, for an iron, they would maybe go up to maybe 60 or 70% on their back foot, right? And then once they get there, sort of maybe halfway back, now they would start pushing down more under the lead foot, and you'd start to see this white dot start moving back towards their lead foot before they've started the downswing. That's the important thing. Okay. You've got to settle back under this forward foot before the club starts moving down, right? And that's part of the dynamics, if you like, of the feet and using the ground. And then, of course, it starts the right sequence. It's like if we can push down under that foot, the lead foot, to start down, then it starts the sequence properly. The foot, the knee, the hips, the torso, the shoulders, the arms, and then into the club, right? So that's the lesson. It's just a lesson on moving the weight forward, shifting the weight forward. We want the weight to move, but only forward, okay. Never away from the target, right? Never away from the target. So we then got a little stick on the ground, right? Shaft's leaning forward. That's better, right? Because we spoke about that. Right. Your shaft was actually leaning away from the target. Right, what I like to see, especially for an iron, is a straight line with the arm and the shaft. Okay. Right. You got a bit of an angle there, so that's what I mean by the shaft not leaning forward enough. Okay. Right. So set up straight away, much better. If you had a ball there, the ball position would be much better, more sort of in the middle. Okay. Right, rather than so far forward. Okay. Right. Which again is going to give us a better chance of coming down and hitting down on the ball, taking the divot after the ball, okay. Right? So there's your top of your swing position before. So not only is there a sway with the hips and sway with the head, we've also got struggling with the turn as well, right? So kind of lack of hip turn, lack of shoulder turn. Right. So what I said, don't be shy in those turns, right? So I think the stick between your feet, just to build up that awareness, is the big part, right? Okay. You got to keep your head over the stick, and what we spoke about was your tailbone moving forward that way. See, that's so much better, so much better. Gotcha. Right, now you've kept your head in the box, you've actually moved your hips forward a little bit, because now we've got a bit of space next to your back pocket, your right pocket. Okay. And you've got a bigger turn, bigger hip turn, bigger shoulder turn. Gotcha. Right? You're in a much better position there to come down and strike great golf shots. Okay. Yeah. But like I said, I would work up to that. I would get on the range, and the things that we're working on, moving your weight forward, I would hit some shots with your hands going to about waist height. Okay. Right? About there. And then come through and hit it and get your hands to just to waist height. I would hit 10 shots doing that. Then I would hit 10 shots with your hands going to chest height, okay. And come through and stop at chest height. Hit 10 shots doing that. before you move on to getting your hands all the way up the top and then finishing with your hands up the top. Okay. So you're kind of working it into your swing. You're not like, it's like you've got to learn to crawl before you can walk, before you can jog, before you can run, okay. Right? So it's the same sort of concept, yeah. Gotcha. But that's much better there. Just as a little visual image, because we talked a lot about the tailbone, right? Tailbone moving forward. Right. So there's a stick in the middle of his stance. This is Tony Finau. Yeah. There's his tailbone, right? Watch what his tailbone does on his backswing. Yep. Moves forward. So there's his tailbone now, right? It's moved forward. Sure. Right? There's the little bit of space starting to appear next to his right pocket, right? So there's never any sway away from the target. Yeah, make sense?
Yes, sir.